Football players don't always follow the rules. Sometimes they take illegal drugs to boost their performance, harass their opponents, or even fake injuries by using their opponent's hand. But let's start on a fun note. Remember when James Corden challenged 3 Manchester United players to a game against his show's team? 1. James Corden's challenge. Football players don't always follow the rules. Sometimes they take illegal drugs to boost their performance, harass their opponents, or even fake injuries by using their opponent's hand. But let's start on a fun note. Remember when James Corden challenged 3 Manchester United players to a game against his show's team? Welcome to beautiful Los Angeles, California, where the mighty Manchester United is set to face off against James Corden and his Late Late Show football club. Today's match proves to be an interesting battle of quality versus quantity, with Manchester United fielding 3 professionals against 100 kids. They say they're Manchester United. If they're that united, why are there only 3 players? 2. Goalkeepers cheating. Okay, but that was an interesting training exercise. However, there's nothing interesting about this. I can't believe this goalkeeper used a second ball to cheat and only got away with a yellow card. That's just illegal. At least he didn't try to injure his opponent, not the sort of help he would want from his former teammate. Those are not the balls you're supposed to be kicking. Unfortunately, that's typical Joey Barton. Did you know he once got a 12-week ban for a needless foul against Manchester City? Lucky, I would say, because a player on this list got a 9-month ban, but we'll get to that a little bit later. For now, let's look at this moment of deception. Talk about a slap to the face. That's just sneaky, but not as sneaky as when Mbappe tried to illegally win a penalty. Get up, get up. The referee was spot on and should have given him a yellow card. Even the commentator had none of it. 3. David Luiz's deception. However, this cannot compare to when David Luiz literally cheated to get his opponent sent off and then laughed about it. You can see he didn't even touch him. I think VAR arrived just a little too late, but even VAR wouldn't have been necessary for this brutal foul on Erling Haaland by Roy Keane. It's a red card issued by David Elleray to Manchester United's captain for the 4th time. That literally ended Erling Haaland's career. But it turns out players will do just about anything to win a game, just like this German goalie who was caught cheating in the sneakiest way possible. The whole incident happened in 2015. Augsburg's goalkeeper Marvin Hitz intentionally dug his studs into the grass beside the penalty spot to make his opponent slip, a move strictly prohibited in any football league. It was glaringly evident to the commentators as the cameraman zoomed in on the incident. Unfortunately, there was no VAR back then, and the ref didn't see it. 4. Ivan Toney's betting scandal. Introducing Ivan Toney, the English forward proudly representing Brentford with an annual income of £1 million. This afforded him the chance to relocate his family to a comfortable home, alleviating concerns about utility bills, insurance, and groceries. Ivan's upbringing posed challenges, being raised by a single mom alongside 4 siblings. However, Ivan's journey to professional success brought relief to the entire family. Notably, he earned a spot on the English national team and secured the 3rd position as the Premier League's top scorer, with an impressive 17 goals in 29 games. Despite his substantial salary, Ivan sought additional income. It appears his diamond chains, Dyer jackets, and $250,000 G-Wagon weren't enough for him, so he started doing something that almost ended his career: betting on games, which is 100% illegal as a professional player. The Brentford striker Ivan Toney was charged by the FA with misconduct in relation to alleged breaches of the FA's betting rules. These are serious charges that Ivan Toney is facing from the FA, and they will take some time to resolve. At least he was honest about it, and pleaded guilty to all 262 charges. After a long investigation, he was banned for 9 months and fined €50,000. Now that's the dumbest cheat I've seen so far, but it doesn't come close to the dumbest thing Sergio Ramos has ever done. 5. Sergio Ramos's UEFA cheat. This guy literally tried to cheat UEFA and didn't even try to hide it. The incident occurred in 2019 as Real Madrid were up against Ajax in the Champions League last 16 and were already 2-1 up in Amsterdam. Ramos had already suffered 2 yellows in previous games, so he decided to force one to get an automatic ban for the game against the Dutch team at home in Madrid, resulting in a clean sheet if they made it to the quarterfinals. When asked about the foul, Ramos said, "I would lie if I told you that I did not force the card. It is not to underestimate or think that the tie is already over, but I have decided so I can rest in the return." Obviously, UEFA wasn't having any of this and considered it deliberate manipulation of the tournament. The best thing about the incident is yet to come. Ramos stated he didn't underestimate the club from Amsterdam, but I think he did, which shows how dumb he was back then. He clearly didn't pay attention to the incredible talent on the field that year because Madrid ended up getting their asses whooped 4-1. I guess Ramos regrets his decision now, unlike Ryan Giggs, who literally burned down his whole reputation with an unbelievable cheating scandal. But I'll get to that at the end. You know, retention and all. 6. Kolo Toure's weight loss pill. For now, we need to talk about former Arsenal and Manchester City defender Kolo Toure, who was suspended for 6 months after taking an illegal weight loss pill. According to Arsene Wenger, the Ivory Coast international had been struggling with his weight for a while and couldn't keep his hands off anything with sugar inside it. Instead of running a few extra miles during practice, he grabbed one of his wife's weight loss products, which got him sidelined for half a year. "This has been a difficult period for me, but I'm relieved that I will be able to return to football in September," Toure said, thanking the FA's commission for their understanding. But UEFA wasn't as understanding toward Andre Onana, who went from Europe's most wanted goalie to being kicked out of football because of a 40 milligrams mistake. Onana was absolutely killing it during the 2019 Champions League season and was one of the main reasons Ajax made it to the semifinals. 7. Andre Onana's drug mistake. After a 2-2 draw against Atalanta, the team flew back to Amsterdam and didn't get much sleep that night. Onana had a headache and, because of that, grabbed paracetamol from the medicine box in his kitchen and then headed to the training ground. After the training session, he was called for a routine blood test, but didn't think anything of it. 2 days later, the analysis arrived, and he had tested positive for an illegal substance. Did this give him superpowers? Was he able to dive better? Did it make him faster? 8. Ryan Giggs' scandal. In the early 2000s, Ryan was living the life after winning the Premier League 13 times and lifting the Champions League trophy. But throughout his 24 years at Manchester United, his family always seemed to be his #1 priority. However, deep down, Ryan had a dark secret that nobody could find out, which got exposed in 2011.